How often do you lose your temper, your composure, or your peace of mind over things completely beyond your control? You get stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic. A coworker makes an absurd mistake. A plan falls apart at the last minute. Or someone makes a rude comment that boils your blood. In an instant, your blood pressure spikes. Your jaw clenches and your calm vanishes. In our modern world, we are conditioned to expect immediate gratification. Everything comes at the click of a button. Instant food, instant communication, instant entertainment. Yet, this high-speed lifestyle has eroded one of the most vital human virtues, patience. We have become hyper-react. We explode over minor inconveniences, make impulsive decisions under stress, and allow unpredictable people to push our buttons and dictate our emotional state. Think about the cost of this impatience. How many times have you said something in anger that ruined a friendship? How many times have you made a rushed decision that cost you time, money, or respect? How much energy do you waste every single week feeling frustrated, irritated, and overwhelmed by the world around you? Impatience is not just a mild annoyance. It is a form of emotional slavery. When you lose control of your reaction, you surrender power over your life to whatever or whoever offended you. How can we break free from this reactive trap? How do we build a mind so disciplined and grounded that no delay, no provocation, and no chaos can shatter our self-control? 2,000 years ago, Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius faced tests of patience far greater than any modern inconvenience. As the ruler of the massive Roman Empire, he bore the burden of absolute responsibility. He dealt daily with corrupt politicians, incompetent commanders, treacherous allies, devastating plagues, and constant military threats on the brutal German frontier. Yet, historical accounts and his private journal, the Meditations, reveal a leader who remained remarkably calm, patient, and restrained. Marcus Aurelius did not possess supernatural calm by birth. He cultivated it every day through rigorous Stoic mental discipline. Every evening in his military tent, by the dim flicker of a candlelight, he wrote down practical strategies to master his impulses, control his anger, and endure difficult people with profound patience. In this video, we will examine 4 powerful Stoic rules from Marcus Aurelius that will teach you how to master extreme patience, regain total self-control, and respond to life's greatest tests with unshakable calm. Rule 1. Realize that impatience is a choice of judgment. When something goes wrong or someone annoys you, your default assumption is that the event itself made you angry. You say to yourself, "This traffic jam ruined my mood," or "That person's attitude made me lose my cool." But Stoic philosophy reveals a profound psychological truth. Events themselves carry no emotional weight. In Book 8, Chapter 47 of his Meditations, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Consider what Marcus Aurelius is telling us. Traffic is simply cars sitting on asphalt. A delayed flight is just a plane remaining on the tarmac. A rude comment is nothing more than sound waves traveling through the air. None of these external occurrences have the inherent power to enter your brain and inject frustration or rage into your soul. The anger and impatience you feel are created entirely inside your own mind by your judgment of the event. You expected the road to be clear, so the traffic feels like a personal attack. You expected the person to be polite, so their rudeness feels insufferable. It is your shattered expectation, your judgment, that causes your distress, not the event itself. Marcus Aurelius frequently reminded himself of this distinction in Book 4, Chapter 3. Remove the judgment, and you have removed the thought, I am hurt. Remove the thought, I am hurt, and the hurt itself vanishes. Patience begins the exact moment you realize there is a space between what happens to you and how you react to it. You cannot always control external circumstances, but you have absolute total control over how you interpret them. The next time you feel a wave of impatience rising within you, pause and examine your judgment. Ask yourself, is this situation actually harming my character, or is it merely challenging my expectations? When you change your judgment, you instantly reclaim your self-control. Rule 2. View difficult people as unconscious actors. Few things test human patience more than dealing with difficult, rude, or deceitful people. Whether it is an aggressive driver cutting you off, an ungrateful friend, or a toxic coworker trying to sabotage your work. Bad human behavior can easily push us into intense frustration. Marcus Aurelius dealt with toxic individuals on an imperial scale. He was surrounded by scheming politicians, greedy courtiers, and generals who plotted treason behind his back. Yet, instead of reacting with bitterness or vengeance, Marcus Aurelius developed a powerful mental framework for dealing with difficult people. Every morning, before stepping out of his bed, Marcus Aurelius delivered a striking mental preparation to himself. In Book 2, Chapter 1 of the Meditations, he wrote, When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they cannot distinguish good from evil. But I have seen the beauty of good and the ugliness of evil, and I have recognized that the wrongdoer has a nature related to my own. None of them can hurt me. Pay close attention to how Marcus Aurelius views those who act badly. He does not view them as evil monsters deserving of his rage. He views them as spiritually blind individuals who do not know any better. Just as you would not get furious at a blind person for bumping into you in the dark, Marcus Aurelius argued that you should not get furious at an ignorant person for acting foolishly. In Book 9, Chapter 42, he elaborates on this mindset. Whenever someone sins against you, immediately consider what notion of good or evil he had when he committed the sin. For when you see that, you will feel compassion for him, not anger or surprise. When someone acts rudely or irrationally toward you, recognize that their behavior is a reflection of their internal turmoil, bad upbringing, or lack of wisdom. They are acting unconsciously out of their own pain and ignorance. When you shift your perspective from anger to understanding, their behavior loses its power to provoke you. You no longer take their rudeness personally. Instead of engaging in petty arguments, you remain calm, detached, and patient. Rule 3. Master the art of delaying your reaction. Impatience is an impulsive fire. When a spark lands on dry grass, it instantly ignites into a wildfire if given oxygen. Similarly, when a provocation occurs, your immediate emotional impulse is to strike back, raise your voice, or make a hasty decision. If you react immediately, you are letting your raw emotion govern your behavior instead of your rational mind. The Stoics understood that self-control requires building a mental buffer zone, a deliberate gap of time between the stimulus and your response. Marcus Aurelius advised himself in Book 6, Chapter 52. It is in our power to have no opinion about a thing, and not to be disturbed in our soul, for things themselves have no natural power to form our judgments. Notice the phrase, it is in our power to have no opinion. You do not need to have an immediate reaction to everything that happens around you. You do not need to reply to every hostile message right away. You do not need to express your opinion on every debate. You have the absolute right to remain silent, step back, and let your emotions cool down. Roman Stoic philosopher Seneca, who heavily influenced Marcus Aurelius, wrote extensive essays on anger and impatience. Seneca's most famous advice for conquering hot-headed impulses was simple yet transformative. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. When you feel the sudden rush of anger or impatience, enforce a strict rule of delay. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Count to 10. Walk away from the room if necessary. Do not speak, write, or act while your mind is under the influence of emotional intoxication. Wait until the initial chemical wave of frustration subsides. Once your rational mind is back in command, you will perceive the situation clearly and respond with wisdom rather than regret. Rule 4. Remember the transience of all things. Why do minor delays and inconveniences feel so monumental in the moment? Because we zoom in so close to our immediate problem that it consumes our entire perspective. A 30-minute traffic delay feels like a catastrophe because in that specific moment, your narrow focus makes it feel like the center of the universe. Marcus Aurelius broke this illusion of urgency by practicing what Stoics call the view from above, mentally expanding your perspective to view your life from the scale of eternity. In Book 4, Chapter 43, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Time is a river, a violent torrent of things that come into being and pass away. No sooner is a thing brought to sight than it is swept away, and another takes its place, and this too will be swept away." And in Book 12, Chapter 32, he reminded himself, "Think of the whole universe of substance, of which you have a tiny speck, and of the whole of time, of which a brief and fleeting span has been assigned to you, and of fate, of which how small a part are you." When you are feeling impatient, step back and ask yourself a crucial question. Will this delay, this inconvenience, or this minor insult matter in 5 days? Will it matter in 5 months? Will it matter in 5 years? In 99% of cases, the honest answer is no. The thing that is boiling your blood right now is a fleeting speck of dust in the vast timeline of your life. When you zoom out and contemplate the vastness of time and space, your immediate frustrations shrink down to their true, insignificant size. You realize how foolish it is to waste your precious, limited time on Earth feeling angry about things that will be completely forgotten tomorrow. Remembering your mortality and the transience of all things restores your perspective, grounds your soul, and grants you instant patience. Conclusion: building the citadel of self-mastery. Patience is not passive weakness or silent suffering. It is the ultimate expression of inner strength and self-mastery. Anyone can scream when frustrated, lash out when delayed, or throw a tantrum when life does not go according to plan. Weakness is reactive. True strength is remaining calm, poised, and rational while the world around you is spinning in chaos. Recap: Marcus Aurelius, 4 Stoic rules for extreme patience. First, realize that impatience is a choice of judgment. External events cannot hurt your mind unless you allow your expectations to judge them as bad. Second, view difficult people as unconscious actors. Understand that their rudeness stems from spiritual ignorance, and replace your anger with calm detachment. Third, master the art of delaying your reaction. Create a mental buffer zone before speaking or acting, allowing your rational mind to regain command. 4. Remember the transience of all things. Zoom out to the scale of time and eternity to see how small and fleeting your daily frustrations truly are. Today, when life tests your composure, when traffic slows down, when someone acts rudely, or when plans break, remember the words of the Emperor. Do not let external chaos conquer your internal peace. Step back, breathe, master your judgment, and stand firm as the sovereign ruler of your own mind. If this video brought you value, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs Stoic wisdom today. Leave a comment below with your favorite Stoic quote. Stay strong, stay disciplined, and cultivate your inner citadel.